Spanish was firstly introduced in the Philippines in the 16th century. So, the 16th century all the way to 17th century, 18th century, 19th century, 20th century, Spanish was part of the Philippine history. The Philippines named after the King Philip of Spain. The Philippines was named after the King Philip of Spain. The Spanish influence on Filipino culture has been profound. The Spanish introduced their language, food, habits, even clothing, religion, arts, and particularly their philosophy of life to the Filipinos. Filipino culture was deeply mixed with Spanish cultural elements. The impact of the Spanish influence on local cuisine is very much evident. For example, lechon, puchero, fabida, morcon, embutido, leche flan, and churros, and so many other dishes. The Philippines is the only Asian nation that predominantly Christian, with 90% practicing the religion and about 80% of its populations are Roman Catholic because of its Spanish colonial influence. It is the largest Christian country in Asia. Spanish influenced the Filipino culture in terms of religion. The Philippines is one of the two predominantly Roman Catholic nations in Asia Pacific. Their habits of going to church and often praying reflects that the Filipinos have a deep faith and belief when it comes to religion. They are very devoted to religions that sometimes may take the risk of their lives just to touch the Black Nazarene in Quiapo, Manila. For many, it is just a choice between their faith and fears. Spanish influenced the Filipino culture in terms of festivals. The fiesta is of Spanish origin. Spain, being a Roman Catholic country, set aside certain days to remember particular saints with processions and celebrations. When Spanish missionaries entered the Philippines during the middle 1500s, they found that the fiesta was a convenient tool to help teach Filipinos the Roman Catholic faith. From the very beginning, Spaniards brought missionaries to the islands. The Spanish wanted to Christianize the people, as well as colonize the country. The missionaries tried to attract the people, who live in widespread areas, to the towns where there were Roman Catholic churches. Many communities were given names of saints. Nearly all towns have a patron saint to remember. In the old animistic culture, regular ritual offerings were made to placate the gods, and these offerings evolved into the fiestas we know today. Missionaries hoped and expected that people would be drawn to and participate in the colorful processions and religious dramas. Early in the Spanish periods, 1565 to 1898, existing folk rituals seem often to have been combined with what the missionaries were trying to teach. According to Roman Catholic scholars, after some 300 years of Spanish presence in the Philippines, most of the pre-Spanish features of the festivals have faded. The fiestas have become Filipino Roman Catholic feasts. Today, every town and city in the Philippines have a fiesta of its own whatever time of the year it is. There's sure to be a fiesta going somewhere. Spanish influenced the Filipino culture in terms of courtship and marriage. Filipino wedding traditions in Spanish influence. We Filipinos are very romantic when it comes to heart affairs. Serenading, or harana in Tagalog, is one of the most popular forms of courtship to show that a man is very serious with his intentions to a woman. A serenade would require the young man to sing a love song in front of the young lady's house. Normally, he is accompanied by his male friends, who act as backup singers. The man himself or his friend played the instrument, usually a guitar, which provides the background music to his song. They would have to wait until the young lady opened a window to listen. It would be up to her if she wanted to invite them in for some refreshment, and to chat after the song even if they had been asked to come in. The suitor would not expect that he could have the chance of a private moment with his object of affection. It was highly likely that the parents would also be there to entertain the man and his friends. The Filipino wedding traditions of pagtatapat, marriage proposal. You will be interested to know that Filipinos do not pop the question to the bride. They do not ask them, "Will you marry me?" They prefer to say, "Let's get married." And if the girl says, "Yes," they go ahead with the marriage plans. The ring, paghingi ng kamay, or the ring offering. You know, the gift of the ring has a deeper significance in Filipino wedding traditions. The ring signifies a deeper commitment and is still done version of the ancient Filipino costume dote, bigay kaya or dowry offering to the future wife. It is a symbolic request for the girl's hand in marriage of the paghingi ng kamay. The ring is often made up of diamonds. However, you will be find that traditional Filipino families may give the girl the family heirloom as the engagement ring, signifying the approval of the family to the marriage. The ring is often presented during the pamanhikan or the meeting of the families. Marriage and wedding customs. Filipino wedding traditions are strongly influenced by Spanish traditions. It is not only Filipino wedding costumes, but you can observe Spanish influence in all walks of life. It does not mean that Philippines love Spain very much. In fact, they have been ruled by the Spanish for more than 350 years. Fortunately, the Filipino wedding costumes have not been diluted of compromise in any way and is often richly traditional. Every church has a culture. Yours does, mine does. If the culture is healthy, amazing things happen. People love being there. People grow. Great leaders come and stay. Your church becomes attractive to the community and more fully accomplishes its mission. Now, these are some culture we inherit in Spain about Christianism. Rosary, offering, Proper clothing. Sign of the cross. Prayer. Bible. Filipinos believe that having a strong devotion may lead to a better life and their guidance to face everyday life.